Touhyville, Steve Touhy with you here, hanging out on a super duper Wednesday morning. Thanks for spending your morning with us here in the Q and 98 Gold. We appreciate it. Portion of the show is running brought to us by our friends over at DeMott Auto Sales. Gene and Tony's DeMott Auto Sales, 726 North Halleck Street in DeMott. Head over, talk with Gene and Amanda today, and they will be glad to talk with you about their new credit rebuilder program. So head over there, talk with them about how you can, maybe your credit isn't so great, but you're in the market for a used vehicle. That's the place to go. Visit with Gene and Amanda today, 726 North Halleck Street in DeMott. Like them on Facebook or visit geneandtonys.com. Also want to mention our friends over at the Fountain Stone Theater. Visit fountainstonetheaters.com. Check out their brand new website. If you haven't seen their website yet, it's a really great looking website for all the different showtimes and more. I'm going to it right now. You can check it out at fountainstonetheaters.com. Fountainstone Theaters with an S.com. Check out the show times today being Wednesday. We got new shows. You got Blue Beetle. The newest, really the first DC comic movie under James Gunn after taking over DC Comics. So this is the first one, so I'm sure he's counting on a hit with that. Meg 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, and Strays, which is a talking dog movie that is certainly not for kids. So check that out at fountainstonetheaters.com. All right, for those of you hanging out on the radio, you're used to hearing Chrissy and me chit-chatting. For those of you watching on all of our social medias, our Facebook, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd appreciate that. You'll see just me. Hi. Chrissy's feeling a bit under the weather today, so she's not really up for the fun this morning. So hopefully she'll be feeling better a little later in the day or a little later in the week, and we'll get things going. So, but we're here to have fun with you nonetheless. Head to our Facebook pages. Answer today's Would You Rather question. On Would You Rather Wednesday, would you rather get $10,000, okay, $10,000 that you have to spend on vacation, or get $5,000 you can spend on anything you want? So head over and let us know on our Facebook page. Okay. Have you ever had one of those days where you're out on a date and you're hanging out and you accidentally shoot your girlfriend? Did you ever have one of those? I mean, I would say that's what I would call a bad date. When you're having one of those days where you're like, this seems like it's kind of a good date, and then all of a sudden, bam, you get shot. That makes for a bad date, in my opinion. A 19-year-old named Amari McClung was at the Kentucky State Fair with his girlfriend recently. This was this last Saturday, and he had an unsecured handgun in his waistband. Now, I'm no expert, but I would imagine if I was talking to Andrew from 95 Bravo in Otterburn, the gun shop, I would guess that he would probably say from a gun safety standpoint, you probably want to have that holstered. Not really hanging in your sweatpants waistband. I'm just taking a guess, okay? It slipped from his waist when he reached down to grab it. The gun discharged and a bullet hit his girlfriend's foot. Officers responded to the shooting and got the woman to the hospital. It sounds like she's going to be okay. I believe this is Amari with a comment about shooting his girlfriend by accident.
Things happen. Guy just dropped it. Messed up her foot a little bit, but she'll probably be all right.
Really? They can bring whatever they want in here.
Maybe like a little check-in so like they know everybody that has one and everybody.
Oh, this is just the guy that's at the fair. Yeah, sounds like it just kind of happened, you know. I don't know if you can get a more hillbilly sounding guy.
Things happen.
Things happen, you know. Just out there at the fair, and one thing leads to another. You go to reach for your gun, and next thing you know, it bing, bang, boom. Girlfriend shot in the foot. Just tell her rub some dirt on it. It'll be fine.
Things happen. Guy just dropped it. Messed up her foot a little bit, but she'll probably be all right.
Really? They can bring whatever they want in here.
Maybe like a little check-in so like they know everybody that has one and everybody in and out, just so there's no confusion.
By the way, Amari was arrested. Now, you can bring guns into the state fair in Kentucky. That's okay, but you must be 21 to carry, apparently. So he was arrested for wanton endangerment and carrying a concealed deadly weapon. He pled not guilty, and his court date is set for next week. In the meantime, he's not allowed to have any contact with the victim, which was his girlfriend. He's not allowed to go back to the fair either. But I want to ride. I was just gonna go on the rides. I'll leave my gun at home. My other gun, not that gun. You guys got that gun. That was I won't. I won't. Again, I still love the guy. Yeah, sounds like something happened. Messed her foot up a little bit.
Things happen.
Things happen.
Things happen. Guy just dropped it. Messed up her foot.
Guy just dropped it. It's okay. No big deal. No big deal. Just dropped your gun. That happens all the time. Girlfriend's over there yelling and screaming and doing all this nonsense over shooting the foot. Just messed her foot up a little bit. It's fine. No big deal.
Things happen. Guy just dropped it. Messed up her foot a little bit, but she'll probably be all right.
Really, they can bring whatever they want in here.
Maybe like a little check-in, so like they know everybody that has one and everybody in and out, just so there's no confusion.
Sure. Just so there's no confusion. Yeah, that sounds good. Speaking of confusion, teens in Beverly Hills apparently have no idea what people make as far as, money that they make, their salaries from going to work. Recently, a TikToker went out and interviewed some teens talking about, in Beverly Hills, by the way, talking about what do they think people make? What's a normal salary?
How much do you think the average American makes a year?
Maybe like 400K.
How much do you think the average American makes a year?
I don't know, maybe like $500,000.
How much do you think that the average American makes a year?
90 to 100K.
How much do you think the average American makes a year?
200,000? 250,000?
So most teens in Beverly Hills think the average American makes anywhere from $90,000 to $500,000 a year. Oh, kids, you're gonna have a hard time when you get out of high school. Just saying, you're gonna run into some troubles. Just taking a guess here. You're gonna have a few problems. So, speaking of having problems, came across this on one of the 600,402 different websites that I go to every day to find fun stuff for us to talk about. This is some of the worst decisions in TV history, okay? According to Rolling Stone, these are some of the worst decisions people have made in television history. Number 10, David Caruso leaving NYPD Blue. Yeah, that didn't really work out for him. He was sure after one season, NYPD Blue was giant. It was huge. David Caruso was the big star, big breakout star. He'd get a ton of money to go off and do movies. He left when he didn't get more money for a second season. The show ended up being a success and ran for 12 seasons, and he ended up going over to another TV show after a couple of years. He did one of those CSIs, I think. Number 9, networks prematurely calling the state of Florida in the 2000 election. Yeah, that was a big boo-boo. When you call the presidential race before it's actually been figured out, that's kind of an oopsie daisy, I would say, when it comes to the television. Fox giving Chevy Chase his own late show. Yeah, that one. I think that went shorter than the Magic Hour. Remember when Magic Johnson? Remember when Magic Johnson had his own TV show? Yeah, Chevy Chase's TV show was even worse. The other late night debacle, NBC, in the whole Conan O'Brien, Jay Leno move and then fire and then move back and then lose, and then that was a whole bad move. Roseanne Barr getting herself fired from Roseanne, from the show with your name on it because of a racist tweet. Yeah, I would say that's a pretty costly decision. One of the big ones, Norm Macdonald fired from Saturday Night Live for telling O.J. Simpson jokes. Why? Because Don Ohlmeyer, an executive at NBC, was O.J.'s pal. Yeah, they told him to stop, and here's what he did.
In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's probably... It was revealed this week that defense lawyer Johnny Cochran once abused his first wife. In his defense, Cochran said, "Hey, at least I didn't kill her like some people I know." Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat."
Yep. I guess when your boss is friends with the guy who's allegedly, perhaps, maybe, probably killed some people, you can't make jokes about it. That's what got Norm Macdonald fired. Fox passed on The Sopranos. That's a big oops. Kat says, good morning, love your show. Good morning, Kat. Thank you so much. We love you loving our show. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's a big oops. You pass on Sopranos and then HBO grabs it. But I will tell you, I just can't imagine Sopranos doing as well on one of the major networks, being cleaned up the way it would have to be. A lot of the things that would be missing, no swear words. I don't know that it would have done as well not on HBO. Number 2, NBC turns Donald Trump into a TV star. I don't think that was a big mistake. How long did they have on Apprentice? That was a huge show. I loved The Apprentice. I thought it was a great show. 14 seasons it was on. Yeah, I don't think that was a mistake. I think whoever wrote this at Rolling Stone wanted to just take a jab at Donald Trump, and they were wrong. That's, listen, whatever your politics are, the guy was good on television. He's the host of The Apprentice. It was fantastic. And the last one, NBC canceling Freaks and Geeks. Check out the lineup of the people that were on the TV show Freaks and Geeks. Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jason Segel, Linda Cardellini, and Busy Phillips. All have gone on to incredible careers. So, yeah, I would say those were some oopsie daisies. I can't believe you're telling me in the top 10. See, again, this is why sometimes your writers have an agenda and they want to get something across. All of that was all so they could just stick the number 2 one in there about Donald Trump. That was stupid, because there's no way in the top 10 worst decisions in TV history you're not putting Cop Rock in there. Does anybody remember Cop Rock? I remember thinking, okay, Stephen Bochco, huge action television writer back then, creates this show. It's going to be a cop show. I turn it on. I don't like musicals. I didn't know it was going to be a musical. Stunned. I just remember watching a courtroom scene where all of a sudden they broke into this song and dance routine at on the television show Cop Rock. Had to have been the worst television show. And I'm throwing in there all the housewives. I'm throwing in there the Kardashians, all of them. Cop Rock has to absolutely be the worst television show in the history of television shows. There's no way that it wasn't the number 1 worst decision in TV history, putting Cop Rock on television. I guarantee it.